Welcome, friends, to our Friday's yoga class titled Yoga for Stress Reduction. So for this month, we are learning a little bit about that third chakra, Manipura. And that third chakra has a few things that go with that, that energy center. And the first one is it's the seat of your digestive power. So, so digestion, that idea of taking in and processing and then letting go. And then the location of this third chakra is in the space between your navel and your sternum. So basically in that upper abdomen area, just outside the body. And then the third place, or the third quality to do with this Manipura is our personal power. And I'd like you to start to think about your personal power as your ability to regulate your nervous system. And we'll just use simple tools today to regulate the nervous system. And they are using that present moment mindful awareness, recognizing, slowing down enough to recognize your nervous system state. And then the third one is this place of knowing and understanding yourself, and then offering yourself some compassionate care. Okay, friends, so I have nicknamed this class Tools to Self-Regulate. Okay, welcome to class. I'm going to meet you on the mat. So we will need 2 blocks today and a pillow, and maybe that 2-inch block. We'll see where we go. Let's first come into a comfortable seat. And we know that fire needs air, so let's clear our nasal passages. So this clearing passages comes from Robin Rothenberg. So what do I want to say? I want to say that it's really important then when we come into this slight breath hold that you stay in a comfortable breath hold so that you're not creating a lot of intra-abdominal pressure from the inside. Okay, so here's where it starts. You take an easy breath in, just a relaxed breath out. When you get all the way to the bottom of your exhale, you pinch your nose together with your fingers and then just dip your body from side to side. Do that a couple of times and then release and take a breath into both nostrils. Okay, now let's repeat this a couple of times, each time noticing the breath coming into your nostrils after you've finished. Okay, maybe we do this one together again. Take a breath in, soft. And a relaxed breath out. Pinch your nostrils and then send your body from side to side. Release. What do you notice? And then try that one more time on your own, just paying attention to not holding your breath too long. And then once you've completed, let's drop into a mudra related to that third chakra, Manipura. Allow your right hand to be palm up somewhere in your lap, and then drop the left hand palm up on top of that right hand. Okay, so once you found this meditative mudra, right, this mudra is known for calming the mind. Just give yourself a few moments here to settle in and notice present moment, what is here now. Mhm. Notice your energy or your nervous system state. All right, releasing the need to criticize how you come in. Just simply allow whatever is here to be here. Okay, and then let's release. You're going to sweep both legs over to the left. Setting yourself up into this Z-sit. If that left leg does not feel comfortable with that internal rotation, you can always lengthen the leg out. Okay, so once you've set the lower portion of your body, start to turn your body over to the right-hand side and then ease your body forward slowly. All right, so take a moment to notice what you feel. Right, and then you may be able to lower down onto your elbows, or maybe you bring the blocks closer to your body and then drop your elbows down onto the blocks. Okay, so the breath is the quickest way into regulating the nervous system. So begin paying attention to your breath, just a light, slow, and low breath as you breathe in, and a relaxed breath out. Right, present moment with your breathing. Okay, now let's ease the body out of this shape and then let's switch sides. All right, so sweep both of the legs over to the right. Okay, so tune in to the sensation of that right leg. Make any adjustments. And now begin turning the body slightly towards the left. Okay, easing the body forward slowly. Right, and you might notice right away that you have one side that folds a little easier than the other. All right, so as humans, we're unique. We hold tension patterns uniquely to our life experiences. Okay, as you start to release down into gravity, maybe you bend your elbows, right? Maybe you take the support of the blocks with your elbows. So just adding a little bit of pressure on the abdomen to support that digestive care. And just allowing you to process what you've taken in. Okay, now turn your attention to your breath. Let your breath have your full attention as you feel yourself expanding and contracting with your breath cycle. Just slowing down enough to allow whatever is here to come to the surface with your noticing. Let's release this shape. And then come straight down onto your back into constructive rest. Take one of those blocks with you. And then once you come down onto the mat, place the block on the medium side in between the femur bones. Okay, so that breath is an integral part of our core support. It's an integral part of regulating our nervous system. All right, so we're going to use the block to activate our core, and really it's the pathway to toning on the vagus nerve that passes through the diaphragm. Okay, so when you're ready, inhale and soften through your abdomen area as you feel your breath come into your body. Okay, slow, easy exhale as you draw your abdomen in slowly. Start to progressively tone or squeeze on the block progressively, going to about 40%, so not a big effort. Okay, soften when you're ready to inhale again, and repeat that a couple more times. Right, maybe you encourage yourself to do the least amount of efforting here as you go a little slower than say you might usually, and see how it allows you to access those deep core muscles. Right, that place of connecting to your center, your inner wisdom. Right? It shouldn't be a struggle. It's already there. Right? So the least amount of effort connecting to your center. And the next time you soften, release the block. Stack your right knee over your left. And we're going to use a few somatic movements to regulate that nervous system or reset the nervous system. This one I call knee stack. Drop the right knee slightly over to the right so you're rocking on the pelvis, and then rock it back into that 12 o'clock place. Okay, so no need to push, just let your knees drop with gravity. And then when you're ready, you just roll them right back into the center. Right, notice what's happening with your breathing. Right, I notice that breath holding pattern shows up unconsciously. Right, so just paying attention to how you are breathing. And the next time you come to the center, restack your knees. So unstack and then restack. Okay, now explore this side. All right, dropping over to the left and bringing it back into the center. And just paying attention to where the tension is in the body. All right, so maybe it's at the lower back, maybe it's at the neck or the jaw. Just becoming aware, and then see if you can soften. Right? Use less effort, smooth the movement out. Okay, release that rocking movement. Unstack your knees. Just pause here for a moment. Breathe. Let's continue on. Take the right ankle and cross it just below the left knee, and then send that right knee out to the side. So keeping that number 4 shape, you're going to interlace your hands behind your head. And then once you found that position, lift the head and the shoulders and arms up off the mat just a little bit. Okay, so you're moving into a head lift. So pause here for a moment. Notice what's happening at the solar plexus. Already you might notice it get a little bit of, taunt energy, so creating a little bit of strength through your core. Then we're going to map together, dropping the elbows towards the side. So let's do it together. Take a breath here in the center. Take the right elbow over the midline, over towards the left elbow. Okay, they're not going to come together. You're just drawing over the midline. Notice which core muscles are working. And then draw yourself back into the center. Okay, right into left elbow, over to the right elbow. Come back into the center. And then lower all the way down. When you're ready to take a breath, notice your breath. Right? You might notice the breath got a little deeper. Okay, let's repeat that 2 more times. Lift when you're ready. Inhale to start. Exhale over the midline. Inhale returns you to the center, lifted. Exhale takes you over the midline, other way. All right, inhale back to the center. Lower it down. And then pause there. Notice your breath. Okay, come through that same sequence, just giving yourself your full attention. Just begin when you're ready. Relax your arms down by your side when you're finished. Unstack your legs. Place your hands on your abdomen. And then let's have one round of that zip up breath. All right, so breathe into your body. Slow, easy exhale. When you get to the bottom, zip into that tight pair of jeans. Feel that pelvic floor lift. Soften. And then let's begin that number 4 leg on the other side. So take the left leg, cross it over the right. Right, press that left knee out to the side. And then let's begin again. Interlace your hands behind your head. All right, so we're going to take 3 rounds. You know what to do. It starts in a head lift, so let's just simply start there together. All right, so lifting just off of the mat. Okay, breathe and move at your own pace, side to side. Each time you lower back down, pay attention to your breath. Just notice. Two more. And then once you've completed, release out of the shape and let the legs go all the way down to the bottom of the mat. Let them go just a little bit wide, and then reach your arms into a T shape, palms up. So this one is a side bending somatic movement by Bartinieff. So basically, you're going to roll your right foot out to the side, bend your knee as you drop your right elbow down towards that knee. All right, so pause in that shape for a moment. Notice where you feel it. And then come back into that star shape. All right, so lengthen back out, reach your arms back out. And then let's drop right into the other side. Roll the left foot out, draw that left knee up, drop that left elbow. So experiencing the shape, not trying to force the body into any shape, just experiencing what's here. And then come back into that star shape. Okay, now let's begin moving from side to side with our breath. Inhale is the centered place. And exhale, ease into the side bend on the right. All right, when you're ready to inhale again, you just drop right back into that centered shape. And then exhale rolls you into the other side. And just be curious as you move from side to side a couple of rounds. And slowing down, paying attention to what is here now is one of those tools to self-regulating. Right? And when we have the ability to regulate our nervous system or bring ourselves back into a place of ease, it also helps with that emotional balance. All right, so just notice. Okay, so wherever you are, find yourself moving back into that bent knees constructive rest. And this time, draw the right knee into your chest. Okay, so we're in that half apanasana or that digestive pose. Feel yourself breathe into the shape so you're releasing some tension at the low back. Okay, release that foot down, drop right into the other side. So gathering that other knee into your chest. And then check in with your nervous system state, right? Is slowing down available to you? Is the mind busy or is the body agitated? Or maybe you can feel yourself just finding a little bit of relaxation, letting go at the low back. And so just offering yourself a little bit of compassionate attention. Right? No judgment or criticizing. Just simply allowing yourself to notice your nervous system state of what's here now. Okay, release that foot down, slide both heels out all the way out. So open up through the hip flexors. Once again, reach your arms out towards the sides. All right, so take up a little bit of space. And then we're going to create a little bit of core strength here. Okay, take a breath into your body. When you're ready to exhale, lift the back of your arms up off of the mat. Okay, and as you feel yourself lift your arms just a couple of inches off of the mat, notice how the core comes online to help support that reach. Right, so not a lot of effort. You're not having to push to engage that core. It automatically engages. Right, that stability is already there. Okay, let yourself take another breathing cycle here. And then let's release out of the shape and then move into that all four shape. And then from that all fours, just drop into that breathing, moving cat and cow. Right? Maybe you consider slowing your exhale down to access that vagus nerve, so down regulating that stress cycle. And then let the spine drop into neutral. Slide your left leg to the back of the mat. Energize your left leg. Right, so just notice where you feel the sensation in the body. And then lift the right palm off of the mat just a little bit. Right, so there's just a little tiny balance challenge. And then lower that hand down. Slide that left knee in. And then let's open up on the other side. Slide the right leg out. Feel yourself energizing your leg. All right, so creating a little bit of stability. And then start to lift the left palm off of the mat. And just hover it just over the mat and notice. Okay, ease that palm down, pull that right knee back in. And then let's start to add a little bit of rotation here. You're going to lift the right palm up as you pull the right elbow upward and backward as you start to twist the body. And then palm up, thread the needle through. So hover just over the mat. This is a moving, just for a couple. Okay. When you're ready to inhale, draw the elbow back out and up, opening through a rotation. Exhale, thread the needle. Just one more. And release the hand. Ease the body into a child's pose shape as you thread the needle with that right arm. So threading the needle under, this time letting the head, neck, and shoulders come down. Maybe you use a block or a pillow to support your head. Or maybe your head comes comfortably down onto the mat. Right, so once again, experiencing the body, what's here now. What's happening with your breath. Okay, let's ease out of the shape. Walk both hands forward and then shift your pelvis forward. So you're moving into that upward dog shape. Just allow the pelvis to lower and your spine to lengthen. And then ease the tailbone back. All right, draw your hands back into that all fours. And then let's find that rotation on the left. Lifting up that left palm, pulling the elbow back, rotating towards the left. And then palm up, thread the needle, just hover it over the mat. And repeat that 2 more times. Let your breath take the movement. Okay, release that palm down. Start to shift the tailbone back into that child's pose shape. And then thread that needle 1 more time. All right, just allowing your head, neck, and shoulders come down. Right, take support. Maybe you add a pillow to your head or to your shoulder. Right, allow your body to release the tension into the shape. And so really just reflecting on the shape is digesting the experience. Right, so taking it in, processing it, and then eliminating what is no longer serving you. All right, so just keep making these little adjustments until your body is comfortable. Okay, let's ease out of the shape and then come directly to standing. Right, and then once you arrive in standing, place one hand on your solar plexus, the space between your navel and your sternum, and then one below your navel. Okay, now breathe to your hands. You're slowing down to feel your breath. Okay, put a little bend in your knees, drop both hands, palms up by your navels, and let's have that sky and earth meditative qigong movement. So when you're ready to breathe, just breathe in, allow your arms to circle around comfortably, maybe towards the head, and then take the hands through the center, right, as if you were brushing the air. And it's a calming movement. And then once you complete your exhale, drop your hands onto the tops of your hips. And let's start to add a little bit of side bending here. Here's how we're going to get there. Lift the left heel up and then drop the left shoulder down, left ear down. Come back through the center, drop your heel down, and then right into the other side. You're going to lift the right heel and then drop right shoulder, right ear, and then back through the center. Okay, move from side to side at your own rhythm. Right, paying particular attention to the heel lifting and the hip lifting. Okay, let's release that side bend. Step just a little wider. Put a little bend in both knees, so come into that goddess pose and anchor into your legs here. Right, just feel your legs supporting you. And then place your palms together just below your heart. And let's start another breathing, moving. Okay, when you're ready, you're going to reach your arms up. Lengthen out through your legs. Let the arms come around, put a little bend in your knees, send your tailbone backward, and then touch the fingertips at the bottom. Return back into that anchored down goddess pose. And then let's begin again. Okay, just feel yourself breathe as you reach up and around, bending in and touching at the bottom. Okay, smooth the movement out. Right, feel your legs, feel your reach. Okay, release the movement, let the hands land at the heart, lengthen out through your legs, and then take both sets of toes over to the right. Okay, start to adjust your legs, moving into a warrior one shape. And then once you found that warrior one shape, we're going to use that as the center to start from and begin pressing through that right foot, sending your tailbone back towards your left heel. Okay, so sending your tailbone back, pressing through that front foot, easing your body into a pyramid shape. Okay, now lots of things to do. Maybe you reach your hands and rest them at the back of the pelvis. Right, maybe you stay in this place where you are challenging your balance and your strength. Or maybe today the energy is a little bit lower and you'd like to drape forward and relax into that pyramid shape. So let the shape match your nervous system. Right, so sometimes you like a little challenge, in which case you stay up. And then sometimes you just want to be relaxed in the here and now. Okay, wherever you've decided, turn your attention to feeling your breath. Okay, let's join together. Put a little bend in that front knee. Lift your nose. Release your arms. Draw your legs back into the center. And then straight into the other side. So once again, drop into your legs. Right, anytime we can become aware of our legs, it's grounding. Right, so those stress emotions, anxiety, fear, if we can drop into our legs, it will start to balance those emotions. Okay, maybe place your hands at your heart. Let's find that other side. Press through that left leg, send your tailbone back towards your right heel as you ease your body forward into that pyramid shape. Right, maybe you drop your hands behind the pelvis. And then you choose. Right, maybe you'd like to be more active. Maybe you'd like to be more relaxed. All right, so find the shape that suits you. Breathe. Okay, let's exit. Put a little bend in that front leg. Press through that foot. Lift the head up. Release. Come to the center. Heel toe in a little bit. And then put a little bend in your knees. And then drop your arms into a goalpost. All right, so not quite in goddess. Drop your attention down into your left heel. Lift your left heel and then take your left elbow over to the right elbow. Okay, so there's that rotation again. Come back through the center, drop that heel, and then lift up the right heel, and then take the right elbow over to the midline in that twisting rotation. Come back through the center and drop both heels. Okay, find your pace, find your breathing, a few side to side. What's happening with your breath? What do you notice about your body? All right, so that nervous system regulation asks us to be present in the present moment so that we can appropriately make adjustments. Okay, the next time you come through the center, relax your hands down onto your hips, shift your weight into the balls of your feet, and lift both heels. Right, notice what's happening in your legs. All right, notice where your head is in space. Okay, release your heels down, heel toe your feet back into the center. One hand on your solar plexus, one hand on your lower belly. Breathe to your hands. All right, slow your breath down, smooth it out. Right, using the breath, particularly the diaphragm, to access the vagus nerve. And then also when that diaphragm moves freely, it helps massage your digestive organs. All right, so it fans the fire. Release that breathing, relax your arms, and then let's drop right into another balance pose. Shift your weight over to the right and take the left knee out to the side. Okay, so feel the sense of the spine elongating, your core supporting, and then begin lifting that left foot into tree pose. Right, so maybe it rests somewhere on the inner leg on the right. Okay, release out of this pose, step a little bit wide, bend into your legs, palms together. And then when you're ready, lengthen out, reach up, circle around, touch your fingers at the bottom, bend in, anchor back into your legs, and one more round. Release, come back into mountain. Feel yourself breathe. Right, you might notice your heart rate is a little bit elevated and see if you can smooth your breath out to take that heart rate back down, right, using that vagal brake. Right, and then once you sense everything start to slow down and calm down, let's move the balance into the left leg. So shift your weight. All right, open up that right leg. And then ease into your standing balance, tree pose. Right, notice where the mind is. And then let's release out of this balance, come straight down onto the mat, come straight down onto the back. And once you get down onto the mat, pull both knees into your chest. All right, so let's call this a supine folding. All right, so pull both knees in. Maybe you rock from side to side. Maybe you stay still. And just notice the sensation at the low back. Okay, ease both feet down onto the earth. Interlace the hands behind the head. And then let's drop into 3 rounds of head lift. When you find yourself exhaling again, lifting your head, your arms, and your shoulders off of the mat. Right, notice where you feel it, particularly in your solar plexus, that third chakra. And your inhale will ease you back down. Give yourself plenty of time to breathe in. Use your exhale to lift. Complete one more round. And the next time you relax down, the option to use a regular size block. I like the 2-inch block. As you release your arms, we're going to use the propping underneath the pelvis for a supportive bridge pose. All right, so just notice the sensation at the back and then offer yourself compassionate care. Right, so there's a whole school of thought, Dr. John Sarno, that has written many books about that the lower back being a place of emotional holding. All right, so maybe you join me with the low block to help soothe that low back. Or maybe you like that more of that back bend with the traditional size block. Again, when the nervous system is regulating, you can make a good decision for yourself. You have the ability to choose or decide. So that personal power is that ability to self-regulate. Okay, maybe you expand your arms out to the side. Maybe you keep them on your body. Just allow yourself again to choose your arm position. And then feel yourself breathe. All right, notice how you're breathing. Okay, and then the last of it is a brief inversion. Slide the right toes towards the ceiling and then the left toes towards the ceiling. All right, maybe you use your hands to support your legs. Maybe you bend your knees. All right, so just allow yourself to find a comfortable shape here. All right, anytime we start to allow ourselves to relax into the shapes, it moves us away from that stress cycle, right? That compassionate care. Okay, so paying attention, you might start to be able to feel the blood coming from the feet towards your heart. Okay, now let's ease out of this legs up. Let the feet come down. Ease off of the prop. And then windshield both wiper legs, both legs to side, right? So find that knee sway from side to side, right? Just notice how the head organizes itself. Right, so soothing the plexus of the nervous system at the sacrum, at the back of the head, and at the solar plexus. Okay, let's begin dropping into stillness. Ease your way into that relaxation portion of class. And then start to tune inward, right? Paying attention, one of those self-regulation tools. Notice how the breath is starting to change and maybe slow down. Notice the temperature of your skin, maybe at the arms or at the face. And then notice the gentle pulsing, maybe at your hands and your feet. That aliveness inside of you. And give your back body permission to melt downward. Sensing gravity pulling the body down. And then give yourself your full attention, just listening to the body deeply as you relax here for another minute. Take a deeper breath into your body. And then formulate an intention that you'd like to take into your day. right? Listening to that inner wisdom. Okay, maybe you continue resting, or maybe you join me with closing class with 3 chants of Om. Come to a tall seat if that's you. This beautiful practice of yoga that allows us to bring our nervous system back into a place of balance. Okay, when you're ready, prepare. Om. 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 The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste.